Here in Oakland, they've got Warriors fever again, although they trail the Suns by 1. They're a talented, high-scoring, but erratic team. Baron Davis knows what people say about them.
We get the tag that we're small and we don't play any defense. And I mean, it's just a lot of people don't really feel that we're a capable basketball team. But the one thing that we do have is a lot of heart. And we play hard, and we play together. And, you know, at any point in the game, whether, you know, we're down 8 with 3 or 4 minutes to go, we always believe that we can win. And I think that's the gift that we have on this team, is that everybody really believes in each other and believes in ourselves, and we believe in ourselves.
That confidence started last year. Ellis, a rare miss. Last year, even Don Nelson, it was last March, where he was talking about, you know what, I feel like I failed this team. We're not going to make the playoffs. Then they go on that unbelievable run to just sneak into the playoffs on the last night of the regular season. Upset top-seeded Dallas, and now they're brimming with confidence.
Well, it was the trade, getting Steven Jackson and Al Harrington in that trade, to me, was the catalyst for their whole turnaround. They already had Baron Davis. They already had improved Monta Ellis. But that spark that Jackson gave them in particular propelled them into a great run.
Meanwhile, Grant Hill with a real spark for the Phoenix Suns. As Phoenix back up by 1. Hill now with 19 points.
And that's a great bone-crushing screen by Stoudemire, who doesn't usually set that solid of a screen. He usually is slipping out of the screens. Here, a great screen right there.
I like the bone-crushing.
Oh, that is. I think that's a very descriptive term right there.
Wasn't there a movie, The Bone Crusher?
I'm not sure.
Not one of your top flicks?
I don't like those scary films. I get very, I just don't like them. I like the romantic comedy.
Monta Ellis to Crozier. I'm not going to ask you for your top 5. Davis against Hill. Nice pull-up. Won't go. Stoudemire the rebound. He has 8 boards. The Golden State, though, last year's, despite the bad start this year, they began the season 0-6. They were without Steven Jackson, had that 7-game suspension for his part in that incident outside an Indiana club where he fired shots and Jackson serving the penalty given out by the NBA. But since then, they have been one of the best in the NBA. Jackson a big part of that. It's the best record at this point in the season in 14 years for this franchise. Davis flips it in.
And that's what Don Nelson wants him to do more. Don't settle for the perimeter three-point shot. Keep attacking the basket, because with Baron Davis' strength and finishing ability, he gives them that penetration dimension that every team needs.
Nash. Diaw left open way off. That was a knuckleball. Here comes Ellis. To the rim. And gets the roll. 24 points from Monta Ellis. Bell. Stoudemire's hit. As Petrus will pick up his 4th. And Harrington's going to return now for Golden State.
Great advance pass by Baron Davis. Running start by Monta Ellis. And again, Bell's trying to take the charge, but you see how Ellis slides to avoid the contact. Tremendous concentration, touch, and finishing ability by Ellis.
Stoudemire. That's 36 free throws in a row. And you look at the last 5 games for Monta Ellis, not only scoring points, but look at the field goal percentage. Almost 25 a game, 70%. And he's mixed it up with that mid-range game, driving to the basket, and Stoudemire's streak ends at 36. But as we said briefly in the first half, he took a lot more threes last year. He's pretty much taken it out of his game, and it just made him such an efficient player.
It's what Luol Deng did last year with the Chicago Bulls to increase his efficiency. If you're not a range shooter, don't try to do what you can't do. Do that!
Wow. Over Boris Diaw, who's 6'8". 26 points and an offensive foul. Baron Davis draws the charge on Hill, his first.
The NBA referees have been encouraged to make calls when there's any sort of what they call a collision, train wreck. But I think those are what that charge right there used to be let go in the NBA, and I think the NBA officials would rather let it go, and I think it would behoove the NBA to revisit that. To me, that's a play on, Grant Hill pass, keep the flow of the game going.
Davis with 8 on the shot clock. Inside, left-handed. Oh, nice adjustment from Baron Davis.
See, attack. He can finish with either hand. He's going to overpower Barbosa in the post.
I mean, some nights the 3 is working for him, but some nights he's just so much better going to the hole. Oh, Stoudemire, count it, and one. Boy, what a tough tip in, and he got fouled. O'Neal likes what he sees from his new teammate. Petras picks up his 5th foul in just 9 minutes.
That's a quick second jump. Jackson does a good job in the post. Wow. Quick second jump, controlling it with one hand for a possible 3-point play.
You look his last couple of games, he scored 31 and 33. He has 20 points tonight. Shaquille O'Neal, after the trade, one of the things he said is, I'll make Amari Stoudemire better. That's going to be a tough task. He's playing pretty well.
Steve Nash and Mike D'Antoni have already done that. He doesn't have to worry about Stoudemire. But when I look at Phoenix's team, what I'm concerned with if I'm Steve Kerr is, do we have enough perimeter shooting and enough perimeter players, especially if we absorb an injury to a perimeter player?
Baron Davis, not that time. Ball tipped. That's what makes Raja Bell such an important part of this team because of his outside shooting and one of their better defenders. And when he's had big games, they're virtually unbeatable. Jackson misses. Stoudemire, his 10th rebound. Under 4 to play here in the 3rd. Nash to Barbosa.
Go back into Stoudemire right here.
Ball deflected. Good defense from Monte Ellis. Here's Petras. Shot won't go. Ellis's tip won't count, but Petras will go to the line. He's hurt his right knee, and he did it not on that play. He was down the other end of the floor. He was already rubbing it. This was on the previous time down the floor. That's where he hurt it. Just kind of landed funny and went crashing into the Phoenix Sun bench. Saving the game. Petras in his 5th year in the league out of France. You see him limping there. As we mentioned, he has asked for a trade. He wants to play more. He's a very talented player. Can be a good defender. Has range. Extremely athletic. And Chris Mullin has said, you know, if we get a deal that helps us, maybe. If not, we need him.
Here's the bottom line. He's a great guy. I've spoken to him on numerous occasions. And like you said, Mike, he's got the ability to be a lockdown defender. He's shown the ability to make a 3. But just be quiet and play. Don't keep talking, I want to be traded. Have your agent do the work behind the scenes. You're not going to pressure Chris Mullin and Don Nelson into trading you by going public. They're too strong. They've been around too long. It's not going to happen. As Mark Jackson would say, Mikel, you're better than that. Just play ball. You're a good player, even though you may not be happy with your role.
Barbosa misses. Nash the rebound. Barbosa tries again and is successful. A 3-pointer for Barbosa. He's got 12 points off the bench. 2-point Phoenix lead. Ellis. Harrington. Harrington knocks it down.
And that's where Ellis has improved, making plays off the dribble. He went into the lane, got stopped, kicked it out to Harrington. Nice play by Ellis.
Nash misses. Nash just 4 of 10 from the field tonight. But he has 9 assists to go along with his 12 points. Nash on the drive. Draws the foul. And he'll go to the line as we'll have timeout. Petras still shaken up with that knee as he walks to the Golden State bench. 2.5 minutes remaining.